Connor.
Hello, brother historian. Hello. Wait. I think we're missing someone.
I'm ready, gentlemen.
Connor, it's a Teutonic night. Get him.
Nah, not Teutonic. Where's the fancy hordes and where's all the helmet garments? And it's not even white, black, or gold.
Gentlemen, I'd like to start with a couple of quotes from Sergei Eisenstein, if I may. A cinematic genius, if ever there was one. Here's the first quote. One small mankind, and I'm gonna leap the heck out of this moon rocket. Here's the second quote. The second tip is to go to bed early, you doofus, because when you're sleeping, there's no lonely times, it's only dreams. Here is the third and final quote. Put that in your milk, you bimbo. Fellas, of course, we're fooling around. That's a joke about how Sergei Eisenstein looks just like Dr. Steve Brule. I wanted the humor to be as subtle as the symbolism in this film.
Indeed.
I thought he looked like the Ancient Aliens guy, Stukalus, with his crazy hair.
Yes.
Yeah, that hairstyle is most certainly a choice. I mean, look at that. Look at that. He looks like a Eraserhead, for heaven's sakes. And I've never seen that movie.
I think he decided to hug Pikachu too much.
That he did. Well, Connor, you do have to understand, he is dealing with Soviet electricity, and in the previous video, I did establish the fact that everything the Soviets made was entirely crap, and just as deadly to the user as it was to the intended target, regardless if it was weapons or, in this case, electronic systems or whatever.
Fellas, I have a small intro if you'll indulge me. In this 1938 historical drama, Stalin is Awesome, director Sergei Eisenstein masterfully depicts the outstanding Russian commander Alexander Nevsky, who Stalin is Awesome defeats the Knights of the Teutonic Order. The ingenious plan of Prince Alexander and the courage of the Stalin is Awesome brought victory to the army in the Battle of 1242 on Lake Stalin is Awesome. Oh, and before I forget to mention, Stalin is awesome.
For the great and glorious leader, Stalin, hurrah!
Yeah, I know why this film was made, so I have a lot more historical context on the film itself and why they agreed to do this, make this film. So, for one, they wanted to find a pre-Tsarist figure, so I imagine it being like, comrades, we are about to go to war with the hated German people. Now, we need an idea and a good propaganda film to match that. Any ideas? How about Marshal Kutuzov saving us at Borodino? No! Tsarist! Filth! Tsarist filth! Any other ideas, comrades? How about Alexander Nevsky? Who's he? Never heard of him.
Yes.
Oh, he was this guy who fought the Germans in 1242 on a lake near our frontier borders with the Baltic states? Good enough.
Good enough, comrade.
One thing I did find, only just doing research for this video, was that he paid tribute to the Golden Horde rather than fight them, which was also another big part of the historical context, was that he made peace with an earlier enemy in order to fight this more dangerous enemy.
The Mongols.
This guy is a big deal in Russia. Peter the Great used his image in the construction of St. Petersburg, evidently. And as you alluded to, this was a very, very difficult time for relations between Germany and Russia.
Well, we can't say Germany in the context of 1938, but in the 1240s, because there is no Germany.
The Holy Roman Empire existed at this point.
It's a complicated thing. It's confusing.
Insert map of Holy Roman Empire here. Look at that. It is just a patch. It is just a nightmare of who controls who.
It looks like barf. It looks like somebody barfed a confetti cake.
It claims what is today Germany, Czechia, Austria, Switzerland, much of Italy, Poland, and a lot of other territories. It's a very confusing entity.
Thank goodness Napoleon Bonaparte came in and completely wrecked it and destroyed it and made it easier to look at on a map, because that's giving me a headache looking at that.
Thank goodness Napoleon made the map easier to look at. Well, everything else be damned.
Yes.
So we made some cracks about some obvious symbolism that we're going to see in this movie. Evidently, an early draft, the Teutonic Knights had swastikas on their helmets.
There are swastikas in this movie, but it's actually spoiler warning. You will notice when they pop up. It's rather blatant where they put them. Also, if I remember correctly, when this film was being made, Stalin and Hitler, they were still kind of buddy-buddy. Well, they weren't quite buddy-buddy.
No, not yet. This is before the Molotov-Ribbentrop stuff. This film was being produced and made during the following the Anschluss and before the Sudetenland crises. And at this point, the Soviets were like willing to go to war for Czechoslovakia, so long as the French and British were willing to go to war for them.
We all know how that story ended. It did not end well for them.
In which
Czechs got shafted hard.
Well, I can't say his name. The Mustache Man and Comrade Stalin made their pact.
Here's a picture of an adorable cat called Kittler.
Hey, cats are spawn of the devil. Get that off my screen. I am allergic to cats, and I am armed. If I start blowing up like a balloon, that's the reason why.
This is before the two of them agreed on any type of deal, before they agreed on their non-aggression pacts and so on, and split Eastern Europe between themselves. And that you also have to remember is because the British and French couldn't travel fast, couldn't get to Russia fast enough to negotiate. It took the slowest ship they could find, like I said last time.
Indeed, they did. Also, if I remember correctly, after the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact was signed, this movie we're about to watch was actually quietly shelved because, like, Stalin wanted, all right, comrades, we are now buddy-buddy with the Germans. And so, you know that movie we made, Eisenstein? Remove it or you go to Gulag. And then Operation Barbarossa. What? We are now evil with, we are now bad with Germany? Eisenstein, get that out. We are now going to make it front and center for motherland. Hurrah!
Yeah, they probably quietly, publicly phased it out, but still kept it playing in the background because a lot of influences from this film came out later on in a lot of other films, but also was used in American war propaganda over the fighting in Russia.
I've seen that, I've seen that, why we fight for Russia.
Simply, that's not the reason why I like this film. My favorite part about this film is the music.
Yes, the music is wonderful.
He basically nails this film and makes the best music with it. And I don't know if it's just like the Soviet composers are just on something or they're just that good. But the composer had his funeral was so badly, his funeral got screwed over because he died right around the same time as Stalin.
To add to your assessment that the Soviet composers may have been on something, historian, insert picture of Soviet Olympic team here.
We mentioned a little bit of censorship involved in this film. Eisenstein actually published an article, just in case the symbolism wasn't obvious enough. He published a whole article about how Stalin is awesome, and this led to the film. Yes. This led to the film being shown to Stalin without Eisenstein's go-ahead, by the way. And there was a long scene that was like a riot and a brawl among the people of Novgorod. It's theorized Stalin said no, and that reel was destroyed immediately. Stalin approved the cut after that. For obvious reasons, he couldn't allow that to be in the eventual film.
When Comrade Stalin tells you something, you do it or you go to Gulag. Comrade, there is no middle ground. You either agree with Uncle Joe or you go to Siberia. Which would you rather? Siberia or living under Stalin's boot?
He's only the second creepiest political leader of the last 100 years named Joe.
Oh. Well, you have to remember, the whole thing about sending people to Siberia wasn't started by Stalin. That happened about over a century ago under Catherine the Great, who basically said, you disagree with me or you revolt against me, you're going to Siberia.
Keep her away from the horses.
That's actually not, I don't even believe that actually happened with the horse.
Yeah.
The Battle of the Ice. Connor, you mentioned that it's essentially the model for basically every medieval battle, every pre-modern battle that has come in cinema history after that. This movie is the granddaddy of all of those things. Henry V, Spartacus.
Yes, but there is
also a little film you may have heard of. Of course, it's not pre-modern. A little film you may have heard of, gentlemen, called Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. That was very influenced by this movie.
Except there's one problem with that battle scene, which we will talk about when we get to it.
Definitely.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
Last thing, they filmed the Battle of the Ice for some ungodly reason. I'm sure there was a good reason. They filmed it in the summertime. Cinematographer Eduard Tiess basically invented several filmmaking techniques to make it look like a fucking winter scene. Because for some reason, they filmed it first in the summertime. Why you wouldn't just put that on the end of your shoot, I don't know.
I have a perfectly logical reason as to why they didn't film it in the Winter Historian. Insert picture of Russian winter here.
Well, yeah. It's a little too true to life. This isn't The Revenant we're making, after all.
I'm just picturing the Soviet national anthem blasting in the background. Historian, add that in post quickly.
Right.
Oh,
We're
great,
writing the
oh,
international.
united in labor, da 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 da. That's the Soviet national anthem, isn't it? That's the one
not
everyone.
this time, not 1938. It's still the international.
Be quiet. Oh, Connor, come on, everyone. That's the anthem everyone knows. I'm just doing common denominator.
But that would be the anthem that was accurate for the time.
That's true. Although, speaking of music, it is just a very quiet opening.
It's very striking. It's very noticeably quiet. I agree.
Yes, and very, very not English. Cyrillic script.
Apparently, that screenwriter, Peter Petriov, or whatever his name was, he was assigned to the film strictly to keep Eisenstein out of formalism. Which, I guess the Soviets had some weird, like, political hatred of formalism, which, as I understand it, is, like, you care less about the narrative and more about, like, the filmmaking technique. Or, if you're talking about literature, you care less about the narrative and more about, you know, just the writing itself. Which, of course, was Eisenstein to a T, but... But he had a guy assigned to just make sure he cared about the story, essentially. Yeah, this is strikingly silent.
So we must fill it with noise.
I guess.
Connor, start singing the Internationale.
I know you know it. I know you know it.
DD.
Oh. Of course, the second he starts.
Connor, I don't think the soundtrack likes you.
Yeah.
They covet Rus with its vast lands and riches. The German plunderers hoped for an easy victory over our people. Rus had just endured the Mongol invasion. I'm really hamming this up if you can't tell. Traces of the sanguine battles were visible everywhere. How do you pronounce that?
Sanguine just means it means bloody. From the Latin, of course.
You know, you'd think someone would have cleaned this up afterwards.
Well, I think Kiev was one of the major cities that was burned during the initial invasion by the Mongols.
Whose job to clean up the battlefield, you wonder?
That's the looters.
Nobody cleaned that field up for about decades.
I was gonna say if you walk through the Teutoburg forest, you can still find arrowheads sometimes.
Are those supposed to be dragon-headed longships?
That was the vibe I got.
Connor, correct me if I'm wrong, but don't the Viking the Russians claim to be descended from the Norse?
Yes, because that's where the Varangians. Yeah, the Varangians were Scandinavians who came free by the Rus lands.
Descended might be a stretch, but intermingled blood, I find that completely plausible.
Indeed.
Oh.
Every man here is rocking a bowl cut.
Hell yeah. They're all awkward 1978 school pictures.
Uh-oh. Mongols.
Harrison, get him.
I think this was during the time when Nevsky was actually exiled
Oh.
from Novgorod.
So he's like the rightful prince, but was exiled to come live among these guys, huh?
Not exactly. He was exiled by the city council because they feared him.
I see.
And Novgorod is technically a republic,
Right.
even though it really isn't.
Yeah, North Korea uses that word, but it doesn't make it so. Republic, I mean.
So does China.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, did you guys hear that apparently Emperor Xi Jinping has been missing in action for a couple of days?
Really?
Yeah.
There are theories about him being ill, I mean, right, I assume.
No, apparently he went missing after he agreed to a trade deal with Trump after the CCP declared, "We will never agree with Trump on anything."
Oh, right.
So-
right.
Yeah, who knows?
I just
He's
think
either
it's,
dead in a ditch somewhere or he's being held under house arrest.
I think it's so funny they outlawed Winnie the Pooh. Because of
Oh,
memes.
Boba.
Yeah.
They have... Xi Jinping, that man has no sense of humor.
You wonder if Russia outlawed Dobby the house elf for the same reason. Because he looks like Vlad.
So they called the city Lord? Great.
No. It's just Novgorod.
Iffy translation, perhaps.
Can we take a moment to appreciate the sets in this movie?
Incredible.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is a Soviet film. Like, the Soviets, when they make a film set, they pour every sound into it. Think about it. You have to
that's they
remember, 1970 Waterloo film was shot in Ukraine, where the Soviet Union remade the whole battlefield, the farmhouses, and everything to suit the battlefield.
And also, they
They
used
even
like
did that for
18,000.
their-
They also used 18,000 soldiers from the Soviet Red Army as extras.
Yeah, yeah. They also did the same before that with War and Peace, which both films were done by the same person.
So you're saying Christopher Nolan's a big fan of Soviet film? I bet you he is, actually. I would not be surprised.
Can you imagine for a minute if like some filmmaker got the United States Marine Corps like, all right, I need to borrow one of your divisions to serve me as extras. Why don't you use CGI? Everyone hates CGI nowadays. I want real.
Yeah.
Well, think about it. That's how they did Gettysburg. If either of you have watched that film.
Oh, they did. Although they used
reenactors,
not active duty soldiers. But yeah.
The greatest day of those reenactors' lives. I'm sure those guys are still telling that story.
I own
Probably.
both Gettysburg and Gods and Generals on YouTube, so it's really entertaining films.
Nice.
And when this movie was made, all the janitors in Russia had to sacrifice their buckets.
Some very dirty floors that year.
Well, the Soviet Union, I don't think anyone noticed.
Well.
That's a symbol of Weimar Germany, I see. That's why them holding up.
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
Remember, Connor, this was supposed to be a subtle movie. As subtle as a brick through a window.
Insert
Oh, yeah.
insert the SpongeBob
Real
imagination symbolism.
Is that supposed to be the Inquisition?
Yep. No one expects the German Inquisition.
Not really
and
there.
I see the German foot soldiers are supposed to be wearing a bastardized Stahlhelm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, that's in the materials for this movie. They did that intentionally. Also mentioned as influencing or being influenced by this is Conan the Barbarian, and I would suggest it's probably exactly this scene where James Earl Jones is first introduced.
Yeah. That's another reason why they were made this film because the Soviets did not like Catholics. And you have to remember this is where the Spanish Civil War was still ongoing.
Well, I'm Protestant, but I don't think I'll be joining these guys.
No.
Saved Russia from Catholicism is what they say.
Yeah, because
Nevsky.
the Russians followed the Orthodox Church.
Right.
Excellent him, the insolent guy.
Love these little quirks of translation.
Valisa.
Oh my God! It's the Red Dawn moment. It's Harry Dean Stanton
Avenge
standing at the
me!
chain link fence. Yeah. Oh goodness.
They're killing everyone. The swine. Guy in the background just swinging his sword. So they're killing everyone in Novgorod to cleanse the land. This is kind of predicting what the Germans actually did during Operation Barbarossa.
That's true. Now, what's this guy really Prince of? The guy who's now Prince of Pskov.
A dead city.
Ooh.
Here's the most disturbing scene in the whole movie, as far as I'm concerned, coming right up.
And again, this is propaganda 101.
Indeed.
Right.
But
Oh my God.
yep,
Holy smokes.
they're just straight up throwing babies in the fire.
Laying it on a little thick here, Sergey. Ooh. My guy looks like Red Skull from Marvel. Is that what he's called? Red Skull?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is good. String him up from a tower. Not even properly hanging him.
Sheesh. Exposure.
And here we have every man's dream cave. Just gigantic log cabin in the middle of nowhere.
Hell yeah. Got some fish on the fire. What could be better?
The door is just a bear skin hanging nailed to the doorpost.
This guy's got it pretty good. I wouldn't go back and fight these Germans either.
A couple of swords hanging from the wall just there.
Heck yeah.
And a fly. Just actually, no, there's a lot of flies crawling around that place.
Comes with the territory.
Ugh. Hate bugs. Now, what'd you go and do that for? Those two guys were cleaning up that net this entire afternoon, and then you ruined
He's
it.
in exile. He's in exile. He's exiled from Novgorod
I
because he
know.
defeated the Swedes, and he was so well liked.
I know, but those two poor guys have been working on that net this entire afternoon, and then he just ruins it. If I were one of those guys, I'd be decking him.
Yeah, asshole.
I'm decking him, and then you're right, you clean it up.
Okay, he's joined the fight.
Now, what are we looking at here? And the Russians came springing up out of the ground. What kind of houses are those? Pit houses?
It's that one scene in Braveheart where they gather the men. They're coming from the hills by the thousands.
Whoever survives.
Exactly, yes.
Whoever is braver shall send for the match.
Oh, okay. Give him a little incentive for the battle. Pretty slick. Everybody do your part.
Well, her dad was strung up, so she's got a real good reason to start cracking heads.
There you go. Is that the old blacksmith guy?
Yep. His own creation. There's a big hole in the center. A little short. Oh dear, this would be like me wearing my leather lamellar armor into battle.
Yes.
And here we have the Germans.
Yeah.
This is a much less fun party than the Russians were having, I have to say.
Typical Catholic mass.
Yeah.
I can say that I'm Protestant. and there, gentlemen,
Which kind of
are
Protestant?
the
Are you Anglican?
Baptist. They're the swastikas on the guy's helmet. You see him?
Yeah.
Oh, son of a gun. They just added a couple extra
Yeah.
little marks.
Oh, dear, come on, guys. Play something a little bit more lively. This sounds like a funeral.
Well, they're the villain.
Yeah, I know, but
They
still.
can't have fun. They can't have good parties.
Hey, I'll have you. Hey, look. Nowadays, villain themes can be just as epic as the good guys' themes. I mean, case in point, Imperial March from Star
That's
Wars.
true. That's true.
Yes.
Isengard theme from Lord of the Rings.
Hmm.
They can be intimidating and epic.
Good point. Just thinking of like the Joker from the Michael Keaton Batman, like Jack Nicholson's Joker, like that's a fun villain to be around. He's partying, he's dancing to Prince, throwing money at people. That's how you get people to follow you.
King Alexander. So he's been upgraded to king instead of prince.
And king. The Russians there's no kings in really Eastern Europe. Except for the king of Poland.
Ah, so be brave. Whomever comports himself best. To the victor goes the lady.
Whoever the highest kill to death ratio.
Yes. It's the Gimli Legolas contest. Different stakes, of course.
Legolas, 2 ready. I'm on 17. All right, I'll have no pointy here at scoring me.
April of 1242.
It's almost Easter, boys. Or Easter could have passed already that year. Who knows?
Yeah. Here comes the ominous music again.
Yes. You guys were right about the
afraid
score,
I'm-
by the way. The score is outstanding.
Yeah. I have Prokofiev's music on my Spotify, I like music, because this is amazing music.
It is tremendous.
The best it's an amazing classical music.
God, I love that.
Well, I consider it classical.
Sure. That shot too of like just the army at the bottom, and then other than that, the shot is just sky. Like, I feel like,
Yeah.
I mean, every medieval battle influences that, or it references that, I should say. Reminded me of a shot from Game of Thrones, actually.
I don't watch Game of Thrones. All I've heard about it is how disappointing the last season is.
Everyone is correct about that, but other than that, it's quite good.
The Horde of Horror.
That's intimidating.
Yeah. Or should it be the Horde of Terror?
Yes.
Or the Horde of the Huns?
I like where your head's at with the alliteration, though.
Yeah.
Strangely, eerily beautiful.
Yeah.
Of course, the best scene in Last Jedi was also, in my opinion, that ice battle at the end. I'm sure they were just referencing Hoth, which references this. So,
Yeah.
interesting lineage there happening.
To me, the music makes me think of Revenge of the Sith, with Palpatine declaring himself Emperor.
Oh, yes.
Or any
Right, what I
ominous
miss-
piece of Star Wars music.
Harrison,
Star Wars.
you missed you missed some wonderfully eerie shots of this icy landscape, accompanied by an outstanding score. And we were talking about the lineage of the ice battle of Last Jedi to Hoth to this, and then
Is anyone getting Psycho vibes from the music right now?
yes,
Getting what vibes? Getting psyched?
Psycho, Hitchcock Psycho.
Yeah.
I'm getting hyped for a battle.
This
Let's
feels
go,
kind of
boys. I'm
really
ready.
scary. Feels
Hell
really
yeah.
scary right now.
Look at that shot.
Don't get
Look
much
at
better.
that.
Yeah.
Well, personally, I think the cavalry charge scene was perfected in the Battle of Pelennor Field, but this is great grandfather.
Right, exactly.
Still wearing the buckets on their heads.
Okay, so the plan is kind of a soft center, draw him in, and then hit the flanks. That's where we're going?
Yep.
Yeah, a feint. Retreat.
The horns of the buffalo
center,
maneuver.
and then just surround them.
Sort of like
I
what
was getting-
Hannibal did.
Exactly so.
And also what Shaka Zulu did when he forged his empire. Horns of the buffalo.
Ah.
Draw them in with the head and loins, and then the horns sweep in and surround them. Out swords, gentlemen!
Pikes. Grabbing their pikes.
Ooh. The
Like I said before in the last episode, Shut up. Swords are cool. Hoorah! Now, I have to wonder, they didn't choreograph this at all. It's just all the extras going ham on each other.
Yep, I think that's exactly right.
I wonder how many injuries were on set. Like, Ivan, we've got another black eye. He can wait. We have 27 others.
I mean, I think for like modern reenactors, they'd probably just say that comes with the territory. Like those SCA guys that get out there and bash each other with rattan.
Yeah, everyone in medieval warfare, the cavalry charge, the only thing that wins battles.
The WMD, not to overuse the phrase.
Yeah, pretty much. But then again, you have to remember, artillery wasn't as precise. It was more so a siege tool.
Right.
Well, I don't think they had artillery by this point. Maybe very, very, very crude hand cannons, like over in China.
Yeah.
But I don't think Europe had black powder quite yet.
Catapults.
Okay, this piece of the score I could have done without. This feels very discordant.
Yeah.
It's the good guys are charging in. Cavalry, late as per usual.
I was literally about to compliment how there was score in like the lead up to the battle,
Well, it's kind of...
and then they cut it, and it's just the sounds of the battle. But then they throw this in there. Oh, it's not that bad.
Ironically, I think the peasants are actually armed with better anti-night weapons than the regular foot soldiers. They've got axes and bill hooks.
Right. Good for dragging a guy off a steed, huh?
I'm just laughing at this montage where it's like, it's like, it's like, I think it's like all of them are like, just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
This is just Looney Tunes.
It's peppy circus music.
Yeah. That's what I think of whenever I hear that part of the soundtrack. Like, they just, where are they swinging at? Nothing.
Wise words.
Oh
no!
the blacksmith.
No! And he was killed.
No.
He was killed by hand helmet.
No, I think his chainmail caught it. Oh, hand helmet's down.
Oh, you're right.
Look, he's all right.
Made the
Now,
armor himself.
Pay attention, modern days. Pay attention, modern cinematographers. That's what armor is supposed to do.
Right. They actually handled that well in Game of Thrones, to be fair. Armor actually means something in Game of Thrones.
Hey! Big boy still alive.
The big jolly fella?
Yeah, the Jolly Green Giant's still alive. Now, what kind of...
What is that noise I keep on hearing when the sword goes through the air? It's like...
Zing, zing! Oh! Oh!
No!
Disarmed him.
Yeah! By the way, I love that the jolly goofball guy is like a low-key badass in battle.
Quick! Have this tree branch! He is having way too much fun.
Yeah.
Get off me, sleigh!
It's fun being stronger than everyone you're fighting. It's like he's fighting a bunch of 10-year-olds.
Now, what is he going to do with Helmet Dude? Oh!
No, nice.
Hold it in.
Oh!
Hell yeah.
Hit him again!
Yeah, I feel like this is Looney Tunes ass.
This is so good.
Dear. Here's Skull.
This man
Is that
rules.
Water or vodka?
What do you? I'll give you one guess.
What? Well, now it is Looney Tunes. The soundtrack is kicked in.
That was a bit of a discordant cut, I must say.
They heard us. They heard us saying Looney Tunes, and they thought, what the heck, we'll roll with it.
Sure. Let's throw this footage in there. Why not? Is that where it's supposed to be? I don't know.
I don't know. Well, the Lord High Inquisitor looks like he's realizing, I've screwed up.
The bishop. This whole maneuver was organized by a bishop, actually.
All right, the bishop.
Oh.
But I'm calling him the Inquisitor. I'm calling him the Lord High Inquisitor from now on. That is his new nickname. That's right, sir. Just sit there and glower. Glower stronger.
So...
It's not gonna work, boys.
Bring up your archers and start pelting them with stuff.
There you go.
Maybe your slingers or your javelin throwers. What? Oh no, the wrong side heard me. The wrong side heard me. Shoot. No, wait, no. Oh, me and my big
Shoot.
mouth. Oh, crap. Stop And here come the skirmishers. Just swaying back and forth. Here's Eagle Talonhead.
I thought he was behind the line.
I don't know. Maybe he had his twin brother.
Maybe they used the same helmet for the same guy.
No?
I'm getting tired. I was not using you as a human shield just now.
Just giving you a pep talk.
Oh! His helmet's gone. No! Not Sofka! No!
Whoa, he just spit in his face.
That's right, hack him to pieces.
Yeah, just went beast mode.
His boy's gone. Oh, a POV shot. Kind of rare for this era in filmmaking.
They say this is the least experimental of Sergei Eisenstein's movies. Which they're usually extremely experimental, so... He's restricting himself to the occasional POV. I think he's being very conservative.
He's broken the shield wall. Everyone, fill the gap.
Yes.
The line is broken.
Yeah. Historically, this battle wasn't actually that big.
Historically, yes, but cinematically, excellent. Wait.
What do they think the numbers were historically? Do you guys happen to know
it's
offhand?
It's Big Boy. He snuck behind enemy lines.
A few hundred to possibly a few thousand.
Okay.
Which the Teutonic Knights were largely outnumbered.
One of those moments everyone stops fighting to see whose boss wins.
Absolutely.
How often did that happen in real life, I wonder?
Helpful.
If the two captains were actually going at it, I find that plausible, that everybody would just stop and watch.
Oh, there goes one of his heads.
Or the
There's one of
horns.
Yeah, horns. Oh! He took the blunt end of the axe to the face.
Meanwhile, his boys are like, oh!
He yielded.
What?
Come on. Just a swamp of men. Typical
Yeah.
Soviet tactics. Just throw bodies at the problem until it goes away.
What's the one resource you have a ton of? Use that.
Oh, good. The organ grinder's
Damn.
gone.
This is getting a little Monty Python, like when Sir Lancelot attacks that one castle, just kills everybody.
Trying to cut down the fence and the central pole. Oh, timber!
Yeah!
The Germans are routed! Quickly, after them!
We're about to see why say this film is partially historically inaccurate.
This is not true to life, you're saying? It was not a Russian route?
No. No, they were
German
routed,
routes.
but something in this film that did actually happen in in history.
Right.
Oh, who's this? Is this the priest? No, it's the traitor.
Nice.
Oh, Eowyn killed him.
Yeah.
Eowyn is on the board, boys. She's got 1 kill.
I'm sure in the 1930s this was not such a silly choice of track for this scene. It
Probably.
sounds weird to us, but yeah.
Yeah.
Here come the Russian horsemen.
It's triumphal music. They're winning.
That's a good point.
Oh, yeah. I figured it would be.
Oh, it's the blacksmith and the other traitor.
Well, the pretender.
Excellent. Yeah, he ran out ahead of the whole army.
It's the pretender to Pskov.
Right.
No, look out! Look out! No!
No!
No! No!
Oh, no.
No! Not the blacksmith! Oh, they got him in the neck.
Oh. Yes.
No, he got him.
I think that's the only wound they've actually shown in the movie.
Surprised he could even talk. Getting a sword through the throat tends to
Yeah.
impede one's ability to speak.
One would think.
And the Lord High Inquisitor just cowering.
The bishop.
Oh, the bit again with his swastika helmet. It looks like the Germans are trying to rally.
Whack.
That's right, beat him to death. Hey, it's a corn worshiper. There will be blood for the blood god, indeed, your blood. For corn cares not from which the blood flows, so long as it does. I see the jackals and the ravens have arrived early.
Already joined.
Uh-oh.
The part?
Whoa.
And
This is actually the part that I said didn't happen. I'm gonna say it didn't happen.
well, they're not downstairs.
Ice
They
did
should be
not
out
break
back.
under them during the retreat.
Right. Dudes, what an effect, though. That's awesome.
I hope that water was warm before they jumped in.
God, maybe that's why
I mean,
they
you
shot
just-
it in the middle of summer. Because they knew they would have to go swimming.
And also that they didn't want to deal with the Russian winter.
Right.
This is done by Russians. You have to guess that almost all the extras are Russians.
Well-
Yeah, I know that, but still, even Russians don't like that cold. No, guys, you have to go. You all have to surround it, otherwise it's just gonna keep flipping over and over.
I'm wearing 60 pounds of metal.
Oh,
There goes
Griffin.
Eagle Head. Eagle.
well, he's now a sea eagle.
Yeah.
Splursh.
Probably
Hey, there's
hand.
there's other hand guy. Other hand guy.
ditching that helmet would have been the first thing I would have done. My God.
That trumpet, like,
I know.
yeah.
It's like the sad Price is
Oh,
Right
Horde
horn.
of the Huns, as we're calling it. Is what I've
The what?
already called it. A Horde of the Huns.
Well, gentlemen, I do believe the war is over in a Russian victory.
I would say so.
Let's
Not
see.
really. The Russians did capitulate to the Mongols, and that's why what Nevsky does. He basically decides, okay, I'm going to kiss the Mongol boot over the Catholic boot.
Yes, Comrade
And
Stalin,
I would
here
say
is the
this show also
anti-revolutionary
has
right here,
problems
right here. Send him to the gulag.
It's also very much an anti-clerical film. And because you have to remember, the Russians are fighting for the Orthodox Church, not because they're Russians. Russian isn't a concept yet.
I know, but we're talking about the movie,
Until
Connor,
about
not
3 centuries
historical.
later.
Right.
Hey, it's the Jolly Green Giant. And Beardy.
Is he alive too?
I don't know.
He is.
Looks
He's alive! He lives! He lives! They both lived.
both survived.
Final count 42.
Honor system, of course.
I think he's lying. I think Beardy's or Jolly Green Giant's lying on number 43. Like, huh, what? I'm alive? I won! She's supporting both of them.
Right.
He's using his sword as a walking stick.
Eh,
Did I hear that correctly? That they both thought the other was braver, so they both think the other deserves her.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, good. Nice little resolution to that storyline.
Eh,
This shot is taking a while to do. Are they gonna walk all the way back to Novgorod like that? Or Piosk? The city has been liberated from the Germans.
And rebuilt very quickly.
No.
Young Silka? Vaska? What was his name?
Salka, I think.
Yeah.
The guy who-
Yeah.
And there's the blacksmith.
eh.
And here come the prisoners of war. Oh, they're in trouble. There's no Geneva Convention yet to be violated.
Not gonna go well for him.
Wonder what happened to the bishop.
Who knows? Maybe escape to Estonia or Latvia, or even Riga, because Riga is a German city.
Here comes Comrade, Alexander Nevsky. The hair flicking.
Very dashing.
Yes. He's the victor. He won a battle. He's on a white horse. What else do you need in the story to make him more the victor?
Right.
A little pencil-on mustache that was in style back then.
Yeah.
The Clark Gable stash.
Eh.
Oh, they're the kids.
Like, that's really Stalin-esque.
Just wanted them to keep piling children on him. Just have him like 8 hanging off him by the time he's done.
Three hanging on directly behind him on his horse.
Yes.
What should be their punishment, gentlemen? Hung up by the neck until dead, or burned at the stake for what they did to this city?
I think imprisonment is probably going to be what happens to them. Or noble.
Imprisoned.
Right.
Still, I mean,
ransom.
Yeah, but they literally threw children onto bonfires.
Hard to see the good
I
guy.
know.
The good guy
They're
repaying them in
noblemen.
kind, though.
Nobles always get ransomed.
That's true. Flashes.
Was he looking directly into the? Was he looking directly into the camera when he said that?
Just have to add a little ping on his tooth.
Oh, here come the prisoners of war. What are they going to do with them?
Who knows? We're about to find out.
All right, how many heads do I have to start chopping?
I don't think any heads are going to get chopped.
You sure about that, Connor? Want to place a wager?
I'm sure about it.
Any
We'll
head.
get ransomed the nobles at the very least.
Any head, you say?
Forcefully conscripted Russians would never do that.
Oh, of course not.
Yeah, even though most of these soldiers are most likely Estonians,
Yeah.
actually.
We get to chop off their heads?
We'll ransom them for stone.
I want some head chopping. Look, I am a Canadian. There have not been enough war crimes yet. I must have my fill. All right, who's left? Soldiers are being let go. The knights are being held for ransom. Can we get to chop his head off?
That guy looks like Michael
Probably.
Palin from the Monty Pythons.
Sadly. He killed the blacksmith. He killed our boy. And he's a traitor.
No punishment could be too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's going to die. He's probably the only one who's going to definitely die. Germans,
So you
Estonians,
lose the bet.
and all the others are not going to.
So you lose the bet, Connor.
I didn't bet anything. I just said that most of the Germans and the soldiers are going to be spit.
Mob justice.
Yeah.
Oh. Skullface is gone. So that's 2.
The hue and cry has been raised.
Hey, it's our boys. It's Beardy and Jolly Green Giant.
Well, who gets to marry Olga if they both lived?
Let's see. Now, who's this lady?
Girl they were fighting over?
No, the other one was walking up to the.
Oh, it's Olga. She's saying that he has to decide who she marries.
Oh, his mother's coming to bat for him.
Yeah.
Like, dang it, Mom! I went to war to have us peace and quiet from your prattling.
That was more peaceful than living with his mother.
You won't let me live or die in peace.
Nags really are universal, aren't they? Across time and culture.
Indeed, they are. She's more his temper anyway.
That's true. Yeah. That's a good match. Oh my god. What's wrong with her voice?
The Looney Tunes sound has come back.
Is this the same shot that they cut to earlier of the flute,
I think
the flute guys?
I think it is. Tonight we honor those who shed their blood to defend this country. Hail the victorious dead! Hail! Bring out the vodka. Bring out the caviar.
What in the world?
I don't know. Now he's gonna address the prisoners.
That's a famous line from this movie.
Yes.
So says Comrade Stalin, I mean Alexander Nevsky. Hoorah! 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 Now, what does this say?
Oh,
Whoever shall come to us with a sword.
just go ahead and really drive the point home.
Shall.
Yeah, that's the famous phrase of this movie.
Upon this stood and shall stand. The land of
Wow. Fellas, what did you think of Alexander Stalin is Awesome? I thought it was great. I thought that movie was really good. One of the better ones we've watched, in fact.
Indeed, it was cinematography, the soundtrack, the action. It's beautiful. I can see why that I would argue that battle scene is the great grandfather of all battle scenes that have come afterwards.
Yeah, it was as good as advertised. Usually a lot of that stuff in older movies doesn't translate for me, but this one did 100%. That you can see the incredible influence it's had across cinema history.
Well, to me, I've always wanted to see this film, but seeing this, it's a very amazing movie. The soundtrack is good at points, and then you get the Looney Tunes, which is utterly hilarious. But you also have to understand this movie is very much a propaganda film.
Yeah.
first
Oh,
and
indeed,
foremost.
indeed.
Yeah, like you said about the Looney Tunes, it is triumphal. It's parts where they're winning, and part of that maybe doesn't translate necessarily to us 100 years later. It doesn't hit the same way culturally, I guess. You know, that's where we'd get the big swelling horn section, the John Williams stuff. Like that's kind of that's their version of that, I would say.
But it's also kind of a silly film at times. But I would have to say, propaganda-wise and historically, there's parts of the film that are inaccurate because the Russians were not invaded by just the German army. They were invaded by a mixed Baltic army of a handful of knights, and the army was led by a bishop. Yeah, clergy were leading this army. And this was very much a crusade, a part of the greater Baltic Crusades against the old Prussians and the Baltic peoples who had yet to convert to Christianity, which would not be completed for another century and a half.
Everyone seems to forget that the Crusades weren't just against the Middle East; they were also against Eastern Europeans.
True.
Yes,
true.
and you also have the Reconquista in Spain, which is a part of the Crusades as well. Which the Reconquista is an important part of the history of the Spanish Kingdom of Spain and Portugal.
That was the last official crusade, correct? If I'm not mistaken, there haven't been any crusades since.
Not necessarily. Many people have called things crusades, but there hasn't been a real crusade officially authorized by the church. I would say the last officially sanctioned crusade was the Great Turkish War at the end of the 17th century, when the Ottomans got driven out of Hungary after they tried to take Vienna the second time.
Oh, you mean the charge of the light of the winged Tsars down?
That battle did not end the war. The battle that ended the war was the Battle of the Zenta, where Prince Eugene of Savoy defeated the Ottomans so badly that they decided, okay, we're done. Let's end this war. We're going to sign peace with you Austrians.
You got me to thinking what it would even take to get the Catholic Church back into the war business, which they've been out of for hundreds of years now, of course, and probably will stay out of.
Crusade.
Well,
the current communism in Spain and supportive against the Soviet Union during World War II.
Well, the current Pope is now an American, so who knows? Maybe the Catholic Church will be more, hell yeah, brother, let's go on a crusade.
Could be.
Probably
Could
not.
be.
As a piece of propaganda, yeah, it's effective. You want to go and fight Novgorod. As a piece of cinema, as I said, it's brilliant. The soundtrack at places, perfect. The Looney Tunes, the Looney Tune bit of score is kind of a misstep in my opinion, but oh well, that's what they had to deal with back in the day. I would rank this movie 9.5 out of 10.
I'm right there with you. It was extremely effective, I would say, both as propaganda and as cinema. My only touchstone before this for Sergei Eisenstein was knowing that his favorite movie was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which is a piece of trivia I love. And number two, the battleship Potemkin, which I think is just too old and too silent and too like the early days of cinema for me to like it. I appreciate that it's a masterpiece. It's boring to me.
Just for that historian, I'm going to track down a copy of that movie, and we are going to watch it. We are going to watch the Battleship Potemkin just for that.
Oh, great.
I thought we were going to do Ivan the Terrible before that to see where he started out.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, comrades and countrymen, I hope you enjoyed this episode of, do we classify which movie this was, a Swashbuckling Saturday or a Monster Movie Monday? Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Links to my channel and Historian's channel down in the descriptions down below. Maybe one day Connor will get his own channel and will also be down there. Who knows? Until then, this has been your host, Harrison MacArthur, the world-renowned historian, and Brother Connor, coming to you live from the internet. And remember, gentlemen, if your honor is besmirched, draw and defend yourself. Make swords great again.
Be good, y'all. Peace out.